I'm Mari Dangerfield, and you're listening to Sound of Stylus, a podcast all about the stylophone and the people who do cool things with it. Stylophonix are a Germany-based band consisting of members Christian Schürmann, Schlierkamp and Matthes Kersting. Their signature sound fuses the stylophone and other electronic musical elements with reggae, rap, dubstep and rock. Matthes from the band joins me to discuss how their sound came about and more on their stylophonic and musical journeys. Matthes, great to have you. I'm so excited to be speaking to you today.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Everything's perfect. It's very hot in Germany, actually.
Really?
Yeah, we have something about 35 degrees today.
Oh my goodness.
Tomorrow, I suppose we will have up to 40. That's hot here, really.
That is very, very hot indeed. We had similar in London recently, and yeah, it was unbearably hot. Can we talk about your background for a minute? It's really cool.
Yeah, sure.
I can see guitars, I can see a drum kit.
Yeah, it's actually a rehearsal room.
Right.
where we do our rehearsals, and if we do them, because that's very rare, unfortunately.
Okay.
But sometimes we do, and if I record my own tunes, I do it here because I have all the possibilities here, and that's nice. And it's cool in the cellar.
Right, very cool. So it's like your own little studio space.
Mm-hmm. We started with another band. We did folk punk, Irish folk rock, something like that. That was a band called Plat Rock, and we did it for nearly 40 years, and recorded 5 CDs with this band. And we had our rehearsals already here. And Dieter already played with me in this band.
I see. Too. So that was like pre-Stylophonix days.
Pre-Stylophonix.
So this
and
place
pre-Stylophonix as well is African percussion band. This is called Jano Akono. We played together for, I think, something about 10 or 12 years. And finished it also recording a CD. And we played with Christian, Dieter, and me, and with another guy called Flo. And we four quit the band on the same day and started Stylophonix.
Very interesting. Okay, so there's been quite like an evolution to get to Stylophonix and different types of music and things. So that brings us nicely on to, I think, your stylophone story. So your music as Stylophonix has various stylophone models on it. It's got the 350S, it has some Gen X1, some Beatbox, and of course the 2007 edition of the S1. Tell us, Matthes, how you came across the stylophone, and was it everyone in the group together, or did you all have your own different stories?
No, it is the fact is that we had not a lot of time for rehearsals. So with this African percussion band already, we did only one band weekend a year. That was every year in November. And when we finished Akono and started with the other guys, at the first time, Dieter brought a Stylophone as one original from the 60s to one of these band weekends, and we were overexcited. This was so cool, and we spent the complete weekend only using it, trying and figuring everything out, because actually we did not know anything about the stylophone. We never heard before that people like David Bowie or Kraftwerk worked with this really, really horny instrument. So we tried immediately to record a song, German Schlager called Bei Mitternacht, and that was cool. But we played it only once when live with Stylophonix. We changed our band name there. We had another band name before. Our band name was Die 12e Armee. It was something a number between 12 and 13 and army in German. And when we found out this that the stylophone is so cool, we changed our band name immediately to Stylophonix, because we had several songs. In every band weekend we recorded one song, and in the meantime it was something about 10 or 12 songs already, and we changed each title, completing it with the stylophone, and that made these songs very much better. And then we figured out that it is perfect to play these songs live, and so that's how the story began and all started.
Okay, so the songs were pre-existing, and then you found the stylophone. It kind of changed everything. You changed
Not
the
every
name.
song, but many of them were already existing, and then we completed these songs with the stylophone.
I see. Interesting. So it definitely feels like it was a big transformative tool for the band, which is really cool to hear. You do have a really kind of unique sound, and I can sense already from kind of where the band's emerged, it came from all these different strands, where that might have come from. But what inspired you to start the band, if not from Stylophonix from before that? And particularly one with the stylophone fusing all these different musical elements. What was kind of the intention of having it in your sound world, if there is one, apart from just the pure fun of it?
We had a lot of time during our band weekends. A band weekend is something what we do from Fridays to Mondays. So we meet each other, eat, drink something, and then we play music the complete time. Sometimes during the whole night until the next morning. So we figure everything out and test and check and experiment with that, all these sounds. We have a lot of instruments with us, a lot of synthesized models and all these things. And what we found out was that the stylophones, the different stylophones existing, they all work, because these stylophones have such an infernal output. This is perfect. This is absolutely perfect. If immediately in that moment when you put a stylophone over a song, it immediately takes the lead, and that makes everything so great. You can do anything with it. It's little plastic box. That's great, perfect. Normally we usually go into these band weekends. Somebody has an idea for a song, and we try and put it all together. We make the chords. We make the lines. After the song is finished, we try to record it. We write the lyrics later that, and in between everything in this one band weekend, and then we mix it and all in one weekend. So we normally have time for one song in 3 days.
Amazing. That's super intense, but super awesome at the same time. So basically, kind of, you don't really think in genre as a group. You sort of just, you have an idea. It might be a reggae song, it might be a rock song, whatever. You just do it, and is that kind of?
That is completely right, because that's why we have so many different styles and so many different songs.
That's really cool.
We come together and have no idea at all, and then we are talking about what we like, what we want to do, and then we do that. We once made a Western song, a country song. We made a reggae song. We made a rock song, and it's all different.
That's amazing to have that kind of creative freedom, isn't it? Just
that's perfect.
Outside of musical barriers, and to have the stylophone as the tool as well to help you do that and to fuse the different elements together.
Usually, the stylophone is the last thing we do. It's and the stylophone is that what makes the song completely different, and what makes it good. Sometimes you have a song which is not really it's not really that exciting until you think about the line you can do with the stylophone, and then that's the reason why we bought on the other stylophones, because we thought you can't do anything with the S1. You can, because sometimes you're a little bit put into this little box. So you put. Then I just checked out this Genix one. That's interesting, and you can do everything with this. Normally, if you're serious, you can do anything with the S1. Absolutely. You can do it because you can change every sound in the studio as well. And that makes it so great. really.
It is, right? It's like not just a stylophone, but it's like a sound design tool in itself and for other things as well. So
Of course.
unlimited possibilities.
And I'm quite sure that we exactly do know maybe 5 or 10% about this. What you really can do with that. That really, there's so many possibilities which we didn't figure out yet. So it's a long way, and we're going in.
Exciting. So I wanted to talk about kind of the music itself. You've published onto SoundCloud. Can we talk about Sunny Witch? This is your most recently released track. You use the stylophone in a really melodic way here, as it's the main ingredient in all of your songs. Can you tell us more about the process of creating this song and what it means to you?
Sunny Witch is a song from Christian. He brought it, played it on the guitar, and we had no idea for a stylophone there. And we talked about that, and he is not so interested in writing lyrics. So he asked me to do that. I love it. I do it in the process of these band weekends, and I asked him what is your intention of this song. And it's he told me then that his idea was to figure out a way to live together with your partner and learn to love both sides of him or her. So if it's an adorable thing, and she's so pretty, she's so nice, and she's so adorable, but on the other side, she's very egoistic and very naughty and very, very not in a good mood, and you have to find out a way to figure out to live together with your partner a long time. So you have to find a solution, to find a way to live together with your sunny witch.
So the sunny is like the good bits, and the
sunny
witch
is
like
the bright side, and the witch is not so bright side. Yeah, that's the intention of
kind
this
of idea. Yeah, I see.
Yeah, and then I wrote the lyrics, and then we started to write all the lines and the chords and instrumental parts of that. And then after that all, I put the stylophone and try to find a line to play it over it. And that is the best example for a song which is not so very exciting without a stylophone. And the stylophone took the lead of this song immediately. That was a lot of fun. And I like those songs. This is a song we did not need a long time to put it together until it worked. And that was very, very nice.
Very cool.
We played it live very often. It was always a lot of fun. And we will do that. We will keep this song because it's good. We like it.
So when it comes to like these lead lines that you come up with on stylophone to sort of add another dimension to the tracks, is it kind of always you that's taking that lead with?
No, not with the first song we have.
So you've just played a little track for me there, which we won't be able to feature on the podcast, but it was a very cool track, and that track isn't on SoundCloud, is it?
No.
So you have quite a few things that are sort of in the archives, I guess.
Yeah, we have a few other songs, because all these songs which we have on SoundCloud and on Reverb Nation are songs which we recorded at our band weekends. If we do that into the studio, that is a very, very far better quality. So this is something which where the mix is not so perfect, and but we can't change anymore because we don't have the original tracks anymore. So this is something we will have to do in the studio one day. One day we will do that, I'm quite sure.
So you mentioned that it was you and it's Flo that contribute kind of stylophone to the tracks. Anybody else doing anything? Was it kind of just you two mainly?
No, the others were playing all instruments. It's Dieter normally usually playing bass, and Christian and me, we are changing trading the drums and the guitars. Sometimes we play with the drum computer. And when Flo was on board, there was no problem because we changed on the instruments.
Okay.
Flo, Christian, and me played the drums, and we changed, and the guitars, and the stylophones, and the other instruments like accordion and all the other mandolin, banjo, and flute, everything.
Okay,
So this is possible if you have a 4-guy combo. At the moment, we are only 2. So Dieter and me.
Okay. So you're all kind of multi-instrumentalists then. You're kind of all kind of swapping roles and
we are all singing. That's good to sing with 2 or 3 voices. That makes it more interesting.
you have so many possibilities at your disposal in those band weekends.
The other guys, Flo and Christian played in several other bands as well before. And they also recorded CDs. They played in a very, very good and funny ska band called Nerd Academy. And they recorded 2 very good CDs. And they had a band before called General Biscuits. And
what a name.
They also recorded a very good CD. And they all were really very good musicians. And it's so much fun to work together with so brilliant musicians. That's perfect.
It must be very fun indeed. It's amazing to hear about all these different backgrounds, different stories, and different bands that have led to Stylophonix. So I wanted to kind of move into your own project, Matthes. You've mentioned briefly that sort of members have kind of dispersed since COVID and for other reasons. And now kind of you've come onto your own solo album that you worked on called Free Punch. There are a variety of musical styles over the album, but we can hear the odd bit of beatbox and S1 in there as well. Would you tell us more about why you decided to release the solo album and what the process was like for you, I guess, as opposed to working so intensively with the full band?
Yeah, we had plans for recording a Stylophonix album for, I think, 4 or 5 years already. Okay. But they never were really realistic because we had so many times in between where we did nothing together and so many breaks. So the problem is that recording an album is a question of money. It's quite expensive. If you go into a professional studio, you have to bring them all aboard, and that was not really realistic. So I had no other possibility to make a solo album. And I wanted to use the Stylophone and to use some Stylophonix tracks, and asked everybody, and everybody would agreed immediately. And they have suggested I should record all Stylophonix songs alone. But no, I think this is really a thing what Stylophonix should do together. And yeah, I'm quite sure sometimes in the future we will do that. And yeah, to be honest, I did a lot of things with the Stylophone. The first opener is Punch. Punch is a song where the complete rhythm line is done with the beatbox. The complete line, everything is played with a beatbox, only completed with a bass drum. That's all, and the rest is all done with a beatbox, and that was so much fun. That was a song which I had the most fun of the complete recording. And the next song is Free. I used the Genix 1 for the line. What going over the complete song, not complete, but always in the breaks. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, we did several songs which I have recorded there already before with Stylophonix, although not each title is including a Stylophone. So there were other titles like Talk About Your Life, which we played live together with complete Stylophonix band, and Priscilla. This is the rockabilly song, and also without any Stylophone, but I used the Stylophone at some more titles. I'm just thinking, it's a little bit of a heavy song now called Ambassador of Hell. So with the rough lyrics, and that was a lot of fun. And if you think about the bass line, that is recorded with the beatbox and changed completely in the studio. That's what I meant. You can do anything with a little bit, with this little plastic machine, and you would never have thought that this was a stylophone or a beatbox.
I know.
I recorded another bass guitar, but it is such a unique sound. That's so great. I love it. And and then of course this Live on the Island. This is
yes.
That is a song recorded with the S1. Yeah.
So that was a Stylophonix track that they let you sort of steal, I guess.
Was also a Stylophonix tracks, including a stylophone. Yeah. But it was actually not a Stylophonix tracks. It was a track of the before band Plattform.
Oh, right. Okay.
This is really a very, very old song, but I rearranged it completely because 30 years before we did not play that with the stylophone because I never knew that the stylophone exists. So we did it. It had a complete another mood and completely another groove. It was actually a very long title. It was a title where we presented all the band members, and everybody played.
Oh, really? Okay, so that was like your opening song for the set list, I guess.
It was something about not long before the end of the gig, because there is a time where you present all the people again.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
but you can do something which you can do very good and make a solo. And that was a complete another title. You can find on YouTube a very old Plattalk video of this song.
Okay.
And I'm quite sure you won't remember that this is this song. So rearranged completely. It's the same lyrics. And I had only two lines, and it was too short. And so I had to write another lyrics in the studio down and record it there. So I had a lot of time in the studio because I had nobody with whom I would have to do some dates with. So I went into the studio. There was the engineer and me, and we produced this thing. So I had time enough. He had time enough. So I finished this LP quite quickly. And so I had time enough, and because that the idea of this song, I did not plan to record this song. I did it at the last song, and
I see. It was like a last-minute decision.
A lot of fun. Yeah, but we rearranged this song, including Stylophone with Stylophonix before, and played that live. Yeah.
Right.
And it was a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun with other guys, but usually you go into the studio with a complete band and make the master line. And then you have to play everything over it. You make the overdubs then to make it clear, clean, and because if you do that with the complete band, there are still some mistakes on that. So you do that alone. And this is something I did here in this cellar here, and recorded every line. I started with the drums. I started then the bass, then the guitar, and the voice and backing vocals. And after that, I did the stylophone or some other instruments. And that's what I sent it to the studio. They gave it to me, to my earphones. And then I recorded everything again. And that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun there, really. It was okay.
So you did the whole thing again, the second time?
I had to, because I wanted to do it professionally in the studio. So I had to do everything again, and some things were made from Dieter, has played harmonica, because he does
so he
very much better than me. So he played harmonica on Priscilla and on another title, and and on 6 months. This is a title. I played banjo and Western guitar and mandolin and accordion and bass and drum. Yeah, that's a lot of fun if you can do that everything.
So you did have a bit of kind of Stylophonix contribution to the album as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Christian was also in the studio, and he sang some backing vocals.
Right.
And, he has a brilliant voice. He sings very much better than me, and so would have been crazy if I wouldn't have asked him, and he did that immediately. And I love it because he has lost his voice after this.
Dear.
But he already did something about 6-7 songs, and that was great.
Amazing.
Yeah, and I brought my wife and my daughter, and they are also singing in the choir.
Really? Wow. Yeah. So you've got the whole family on as well.
Whole family, yeah.
Fantastic. Nice.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. But that was something, they were very good in the studio and very professional and did their things very, very quickly. So I had time enough to do some other things. So I planned 9 or 10 songs, and it were 11 then. I had time enough. So that was a great experience.
Awesome.
But really, to be honest, to go into a studio with a complete band is more fun. It is.
For sure. It is. Hopefully at some point there might be a possibility that you will be able to record as Stylophonix as well, like the full lineup.
Yeah, that's what I hope.
Cool. So we move on to the portion of the podcast that I guess terrifies guests the most. Mm-hmm. Which I call Guess the Tab Game, because I'm not being very inventive. And basically what will happen is I'm going to ask you to get your S1 out. I can see one there in the background.
Yes, I have it.
We're going to ask you to play a tab. So that's the notes on the stylophone that are read with numbers. And I'm going to give you a very short time to practice. So here we go. 15 seconds. Starts now.
Oh, sorry. Should I recognize this song?
Maybe. Time's up. Let's see if you can have a go. Do your best.
I try, and I will do my very, very best. Okay, let's start.
Very, very good. Wow.
Thank you very much.
We did have some technical issues, to be fair, which gave you a bit more time to practice.
Yeah, a bit more.
But that sounded fantastic. So can you tell us what that was? Any ideas? I think you know, but...
I think this should be a Stylophonic song.
It is indeed. And which Stylophonic song would it be?
Is it Sunny Witch?
It sure is. Very good. You are inducted into the Sound of Stylus Hall of Fame. Congratulations.
Okay. Thank you so much. That was fun.
Well, today was your first ever encounter with numerical tabs.
Really? And this is no joke. Really?
You've learned something new about the Stylophone today.
I have never seen something like that in my entire life before. So this is great. I learned. You never stop learning. Perfect. Amazing.
Maybe there'll be some Stylophonix tabs coming soon. You never know.
Yeah, maybe.
A whole new side to the band's output.
It's really very interesting. Perfect.
Awesome. So, very sadly, we've come to the last portion of the podcast. It's been so lovely to speak to you, Matthes, and I'm curious about what could be next for Stylophonix. You've given us like little hints here and there, but any idea do you have any idea what could be next? Perhaps you could have, perhaps you might have some live dates in the diary, or more music, or perhaps you have your own solo projects. Any more solo projects on the way?
Yeah, the next what is planned is a gig, a Stylophonix gig, actually. And this will be the 3rd of September, a little festival here with several bands from this area and from Cologne.
Awesome.
And we're playing the little festival that is called Boom the Room. And that will be very, very, very much fun. Yeah, we play with Stylophonix and German band, which is called Irgendwo ist immer Sonntag, and the translation is somewhere is always Sunday. And yeah, my daughter Leah will play as well.
All right, another musician. Very nice.
Yeah, some guests. Actually, I don't know yet. Maybe I will figure it out. There is an Instagram page of Boom the Room. And everything which is written there is the time when I know about that, not really. So this is quite interesting. That will be a lot of fun. And I will play alone with Dieter. I'm overexcited because it is the first gig. We will have a gig with Stylophone as a two-guy member.
Right, yeah, because you've mentioned like the membership has reduced a little bit recently.
We have to change everything. We have to do a lot with a lot of things with the drum computer, and we have to change a lot of more things and figure out how to do it. And we do another band weekend because of that before the 3rd of September.
Right.
And, if we have 3 more days for that for rehearsals, I'm quite sure this will be a lot of fun, and it will work.
So we'll get to see, or whoever's watching you at the festival will get to see another iteration of the Stylophonix sound with the more, how do you say, compacted,
more
compacted version of the songs.
Version is the best word for that. Yeah, and the next thing will be we will try to find a way to come back to a 3-member band and try to figure out whether it's possible and when it is possible to go into the studio. And if not, I'm quite sure that I will do a second solo album. But
very nice.
Maybe next year or the year after that, if I'm finished with the songs. I have some more which are finished already. And if it is, if I feel that it is interesting enough, then I will go into the studio. There is no solution for not making music for me. No, I will. I will be sure that we will hear something in the future again.
That's fantastic. Yeah, music is kind of, I guess it's like an essential thing in your life, it sounds like, because you're doing it every single weekend. You persist whether you've got other Stylophonix members to record with or play with or not. And you've even got family members joining in as well, which is awesome. Yeah, amazing.
I can't be thankful enough for everybody who's my companion, and that's a lot of fun for me.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Matthes. It's been wonderful.
I have to thank you. That was a lot of fun. I had a blast. Thank you.
If you're interested in finding out more about Stylophonix, you can find them on all the main social media platforms, as well as on SoundCloud. Matthes Kersting's album Free Punch is available on all major music platforms. If you enjoyed this episode, it would mean the world if you could give the podcast a 5-star rating and share the episode on social media, tagging me at Mari Dangerfield and the podcast at Sound of Stylus. You can find us on Instagram at Sound of Stylus and on YouTube by searching Sound of Stylus.